discuss any and all things horror related. This is only for true horror fans. So if you're ready, buckle up and let's take a little ride. Urban legends have been a part of American folklore for decades, often shared through word of mouth and perpetuated through various media. While opinions may vary on which urban legends are the scariest, here are 10 notable ones that have gained popularity over the years and their origins. Number 10, the Jersey Devil. Originating in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, this legend tells the story of a creature with the body of a kangaroo, the head of a horse, and large bat-like wings. It's believed to bring misfortune to those who encounter it. Now let's dig a little bit deeper, shall we? The legend of the Jersey Devil dates back to the early 18th century, originating in the Pine Barrens region of southern New Jersey. The story traces its roots to the Leeds family, specifically the legendary Mother Leeds, who is said to have given birth to the creature. According to legend, Mother Leeds, also known as Deborah Leeds, was a local witch with 12 children. Upon discovering she was pregnant with her 13th child, she cursed the unborn baby out of frustration. Okay, I get it. 12 kids and you're pregnant again. Wishing it to be a devil. It's said that on a stormy night, the child was born with deformed features, transforming it into a monstrous creature known as the Jersey Devil. As the tale spread throughout the region, sightings of the Jersey Devil began to surface. Witnesses described a creature resembling a kangaroo or goat with wings, hooves, and a forked tail. The Jersey Devil was said to possess glowing red eyes and emit blood-curdling screams that echoed through the night. Numerous sightings of the Jersey Devil have been reported over the years, particularly during the 19th and 20th centuries. Now, the creature was believed to terrorize livestock, leaving behind tracks and causing general fear and unease in the local communities. Its nocturnal exploits and eerie presence added fuel to the legend's fire. Now, while the story of Mother Leeds provides a captivating origin for the Jersey Devil, there are other theories regarding its roots. Some suggest that the legend evolved from local folklore surrounding mythical creatures or supernatural beings that inhabited the Pine Barrens long before European settlers arrived. Others propose that the Jersey Devil represents a symbolic manifestation of societal fears or an embodiment of the region's untamed wilderness. What do you think? Number 9, the Black-Eyed Children. This modern urban legend involves encounters with children whose eyes are entirely black. The children, often appearing late at night, are said to be malevolent or supernatural beings. The legend of the Black-Eyed Children emerged during the late 1990s and gained traction through internet forums and paranormal websites. The earliest documented accounts can be traced back to journalist Brian Bethel's encounter in 1996. Bethel described an unnerving encounter with 2 children who exhibited pitch black eyes, insisting they needed a ride and displaying an inexplicable sense of urgency. Now, accounts of encounters with the Black-Eyed Children typically follow a similar pattern. Witnesses describe being approached by 1 or more children, usually between the ages of 6 and 16, with unusually pale skin and solid black eyes, devoid of any discernible iris or pupil. The children often wear outdated clothing and exhibit peculiar behavior, such as a monotonous tone, a lack of facial expressions, or a hypnotic effect on the observer. Those who have encountered the Black-Eyed Children report an overwhelming feeling of fear, dread, and an instinctive desire to retreat from their presence. They want to get the hell away. Witnesses have described a compelling urge to comply with the children's requests, which often involves gaining entry into their homes or vehicles. However, those who have encountered the black-eyed children have overwhelmingly refused their requests, sensing an ominous and malevolent presence. The black-eyed children phenomenon has sparked numerous theories and interpretations. Yeah, we are not editing. This makes it so much more relatable. This is so fun. Okay, the black-eyed children phenomenon has sparked numerous theories and interpretations. Some believe these encounters are paranormal, suggesting that the children could be supernatural entities, interdimensional beings, or even extraterrestrial visitors. Others argue that the legend of the black-eyed children is a modern manifestation of age-old folklore surrounding encounters with malicious entities such as demons or vampires. Skeptics propose psychological explanations for the black-eyed children encounters. They suggest that the phenomenon may be attributed to misperception, the tendency to see patterns where none exist, or the power of suggestion. It's argued that the fear and discomfort experienced during these encounters stem from the uncanny nature of the children's appearance and behavior, triggering instinctual responses related to the fear of the unknown or predatory threats. Give me 1 minute, I gotta get a drink of water. My throat is so dry narrating this. Number 8, the Mothman. Popularized by the events in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, the Mothman is a winged humanoid creature said to be a harbinger of disaster. Sightings of the Mothman were reported before the collapse of the Silver Bridge in 1967. The legend of the Mothman originated in Point Pleasant, West Virginia during the late 1960s. It was in this small town that the first sightings of a strange, winged creature with glowing red eyes occurred. Eyewitnesses described the Mothman as a tall, humanoid figure with large wings resembling those of a moth or a bat. The sightings were accompanied by eerie phenomena, including strange noises, electrical disturbances, and a sense of foreboding. The Mothman's most notorious appearance took place between November 1966 and December 1967, when numerous witnesses reported encounters with the creature. The legend quickly gained momentum, captivating the local community and drawing the attention of paranormal enthusiasts and investigators. One significant event tied to the Mothman legend is the collapse of the Silver Bridge on December 15, 1967. The bridge connected Point Pleasant to Ohio and tragically claimed the lives of 46 people. Some believe in the Mothman legend, and they speculate that the creature's presence and sightings were harbingers of the impending disaster, warning of the bridge's impending collapse. However, there's always a however, skeptics argue that the sightings were unrelated to the tragedy and merely coincidental. The Mothman phenomenon has been associated with various paranormal occurrences, contributing to its mystique. Witnesses often describe a sense of unease or impending doom when encountering the creature, leading some to believe it may possess supernatural or psychic abilities. Reports of UFO sightings, Men in Black encounters, and poltergeist activity in the area during the Mothman sightings further blur the lines between reality and the supernatural. Number seven is my favorite, well, my second favorite, the Chupacabra. Originating in Latin American folklore, but gaining popularity in the United States, the Chupacabra is a creature believed to attack and feed on livestock, leaving behind mysterious puncture wounds. The term Chupacabra translates to goat sucker in Spanish and is derived from the supposed propensity for attacking and draining the blood of livestock, particularly goats. The legend of the Chupacabra emerged during the 1990s, primarily in Puerto Rico, but quickly spread throughout Latin America and parts of the U.S. Its origins, however, can be traced to earlier folklore and mythical creatures. Descriptions of the Chupacabra vary, but the creature is generally depicted as a small to medium-sized, hairless beast with reptilian or alien-like features. It's said to possess large, glowing red eyes, sharp fangs, and spines along its back. Witnesses have reported encountering the Chupacabra while it prowls rural areas, preying on livestock and leaving behind a trail of exsanguinated animals. Eyewitness accounts often describe the Chupacabra as a bipedal creature that hops or leaps with remarkable agility. Its alleged existence has sparked numerous investigations, fueled by claims of sightings and photographs that perpetuate the mystery surrounding this elusive creature. The Chupacabra legend has become deeply ingrained in popular culture, inspiring numerous books, films, and television shows. Its enigmatic nature has led to various interpretations and adaptations, ranging from extraterrestrial beings, to supernatural creatures. The legend's prevalence in Latin America folklore, coupled with its crossover into mainstream media, has solidified its status as a renowned urban legend. Number 6 is my favorite. The legend of Sleepy Hollow, or more directly, the Headless Horseman. The famous legend follows the story of the Headless Horseman, a ghostly figure who roams the town of Sleepy Hollow, New York, seeking his lost head. The legend of Sleepy Hollow was penned by Washington Irving and first published in 1820 as part of his collection of short stories titled The Sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon, Gent. Irving drew inspiration from his own experiences in the Hudson Valley, a region renowned for its captivating scenery and rich folklore. The legend itself emerged as a product of Irving's imagination, blending elements of local ghost stories and Germanic folklore. And we will talk about Germanic folklore in a later episode. Now, this particular legend is set in the secluded village of Sleepy Hollow. The tale centers around the superstitious and awkward school teacher Ichabod Crane and his encounter with a fearsome specter known as the Headless Horseman. Now, as Crane vies for the affections of the beautiful Katrina Van Tassel, he finds himself entangled in a nightmarish pursuit by the ghostly rider, whose severed head is said to be carried by his side. Ichabod's terrifying encounter with the Headless Horseman and his subsequent disappearance fuel the legend of Sleepy Hollow, leaving the townsfolk in awe and trepidation. The tale cleverly blends elements of suspense, romance, and the supernatural, immersing readers in a world where reality and myth intertwine. The legend of Sleepy Hollow quickly gained popularity and has since become an integral part of American literary tradition. The story's unique blend of folklore, suspense, and gothic atmosphere has inspired countless adaptations, including stage plays, films, and television shows. One of the most notable adaptations is the 1949 Disney animated film, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. And I love this cartoon, I love it, which introduced the tale to a new generation. Furthermore, the enduring image of the Headless Horseman galloping through the night has become an iconic symbol of Halloween, and the supernatural. Now we're at number 5. We're halfway through. The Vanishing Hitchhiker. A driver picks up a hitchhiker who then mysteriously vanishes from the moving vehicle. The legend often involves a tragic accident or ghostly presence. The Vanishing Hitchhiker is a tale that transcends cultural boundaries, with versions of the story appearing in various countries across the world. However, its origins can be traced back to different incidents and folklore that have been incorporated into the legend over time. The legend gained prominence in the U.S. during the 20th century and has become a classic narrative in American folklore. The core storyline of The Vanishing Hitchhiker revolves around a driver encountering a hitchhiker along a desolate road, and it's usually during the late hours of the night. The hitchhiker is described as a young woman, often wearing outdated clothing and appearing distressed. She requests a ride to a specific destination, often a nearby home or a nearby town, or her childhood home. As the driver obliges and engages in conversation, they learn more about the hitchhiker's tragic circumstances. However, when they reach the designated location, the driver discovers that the hitchhiker has mysteriously vanished, leaving behind no trace of her presence. Bewildered and haunted by the encounter, the driver later discovers that the hitchhiker matches the description of a deceased individual or someone who perished years ago under tragic circumstances. The legend of the Vanishing Hitchhiker draws inspiration from a variety of sources, including historical events, ghost stories, and folklore. Similar tales of vanishing or ghostly hitchhikers can be found in different cultures around the world, showcasing the universality of the theme. While the specific origins are difficult to pinpoint, the legend has been influenced by various real-life incidents and stories that captured the public's imagination. The Vanishing Hitchhiker taps into our fascination with the supernatural, the unknown, the transient nature of life and death. It preys upon our fear of the unexplained and the potential presence of restless spirits. The tale often carries undertones of tragedy and unresolved issues, highlighting the lingering impact of past events on the present. Number 4, the clown statue. And I guarantee if you are a true horror fan, you have heard this story before. You have seen this particular story in movies. The clown statue. A family hires a clown to entertain their children, but becomes increasingly suspicious of a creepy clown statue in their home. They eventually discover that the statue is a person who has been living in their house. The clown statue is believed to have emerged during the latter half of the 20th century, although its precise origins are difficult to trace. The story gained prominence as a cautionary tale, often shared through oral tradition and later disseminated through online forums, social media, and campfire gatherings. Now, the legend of the clown statue revolves around a babysitter who is hired to care for children in a family's home while the parents are away. As the babysitter settles in, they notice a peculiar clown statue placed prominently in the living room or a child's bedroom. Although initially harmless, the statue begins to evoke a sense of unease in the babysitter as the night progresses. With each passing moment, the babysitter becomes convinced that the clown statue is moving or changing positions. Feelings of dread and paranoia intensify, leading to a climactic realization that the clown statue is not a statue at all, but a real person disguised as a clown observing the unsuspecting babysitter. In some versions of the legend, the babysitter narrowly escapes harm or discovers that the person hiding as a clown intended to do them harm. The tale serves as a cautionary reminder about the potential dangers that lurk behind seemingly innocuous objects or characters. While the specific origins of the clown statue legend remain elusive, it can be seen as part of a broader fascination and apprehension surrounding clowns. The fear of clowns, known as colorophobia, I hope I pronounced that right, has been a prevalent cultural theme for centuries and has been perpetuated through various forms of media. Yeah, ever heard of Poltergeist and It? Yeah. Clowns, often associated with joyful and playful entertainment, can also evoke feelings of unease due to their exaggerated features and potential to hide their true intentions behind a mask of humor. The clown statue taps into that fear, exploiting the inherent creepiness that clowns can elicit. Please forgive me because this is my first time narrating a video, and I have no intention of going back and editing out the outtakes, the breaks, any of that stuff, mispronounced words. I have no intention of editing out any of that because if I leave it in, it will propel me to do a better job on narrating later videos. Number 3, The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs. Now, I guarantee you have heard about this. A babysitter receives eerie phone calls only to find out that they're coming from inside the house. The legend plays on the fear of being alone in a house with an unknown intruder. The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs has its roots in an assortment of tales and real-life incidents that have occurred throughout history. The legend became prominent in American culture during the mid-20th century and gained widespread recognition through word-of-mouth retellings and its portrayal in various forms. The core storyline of The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs typically revolves around a teenage babysitter entrusted with the care of children while the parents are away for the evening. As the night progresses, the babysitter receives unsettling phone calls from an unidentified caller asking if she has checked on the children. Increasingly unnerved, the babysitter contacts the police, who trace the calls and inform her that they are originating from within the house. The chilling revelation dawns upon her. The calls are coming from the man upstairs. No, not God. The babysitter flees the house, often just moments before encountering a malevolent presence or discovering a sinister secret. The origins of the babysitter and the man upstairs can be linked to earlier tales and crimes that captured public attention. Notable influence include the real-life murder of Janet Christman in 1950, where a teenage babysitter was brutally killed by an intruder while the children she was watching were unharmed. The incident likely contributed to the development of the urban legend, fueling the anxieties surrounding babysitters and home invasions. I'm so sorry, y'all. I've been interrupted by my child. Just gonna take a brief pause here while he grabs what he needs to grab. Yeah, longer pause than I thought. Where was I? Oh yes, the legend has also been influenced by a range of fictional sources, including classic suspense films such as When a Stranger Calls, which popularized the narrative and cemented its status within the horror genre. These cultural references have further perpetuated the legend, solidifying its place in American folklore. We are almost finished. We are at number 2, Bloody Mary. The legend involves chanting Bloody Mary 3 times in front of a mirror. It's said that the ghost of a woman, often associated with a tragic past, will appear and cause harm to those who summoned her. Now, usually this was done when you were having sleepovers. And if you have never played this game as a child, you must have had a really boring childhood. The origins of Bloody Mary can be traced back to various sources, with different versions of the tale existing in different cultures around the world. However, the legend gained significant popularity in the United States during the latter half of the 20th century. It became a staple of childhood frights and a subject of fascination for many. The legend of Bloody Mary revolves around a supernatural ritual performed in front of a mirror. According to the most common version, participants would gather in a dimly lit room, often during the late hours of the night, and chant Bloody Mary a predetermined number of times, it's usually 3, while looking into a mirror. As the participants utter the name, a ghostly apparition of a woman, often associated with a tragic past, is said to materialize in the mirror. The spectral figure, known as Bloody Mary, is described as a disheveled, vengeful spirit with a pale face, hollow eyes, and dripping blood. The mere act of summoning Bloody Mary is believed to open a portal, allowing her to exact revenge or harm upon those who dare to call on her. Sound familiar? Witnesses claim to have experienced chilling encounters, from sudden gusts of cold air to scratches on their body, or even sightings of the ghostly figure lurking behind them in the mirror. The origin of Bloody Mary has been linked to various historical figures, including Queen Mary I of England, also known as Bloody Mary, due to her harsh persecution of Protestants. Some believe that it's her spirit that's invoked during the ritual. The legend also has been connected to a historical figure named Mary Worth, who is accused of practicing witchcraft during the Salem witch trials. It's said that Mary Worth's spirit seeks revenge on those who invoke her name. Number 1, we are at the end of our list. Number 1, the hook. A couple is parked in a secluded area when they hear a scratching sound. Upon investigation, they find a hook hanging from the car door handle, supposedly left by a dangerous escaped convict. The origins of the hook can be traced back to the mid-20th century, although variations of the tale exist in different parts of the world. The legend gained significant popularity in the U.S. during the 1950s and 1960s, a time when tales of horror and cautionary tales became a part of American culture. The hook typically revolves around a young couple seeking privacy in secluded lovers' lane or a remote spot away from prying eyes. As the couple finds solace in each other's company, an unsettling news report interrupts their tranquility. The report warns of an escaped convict or deranged killer with a hook for a hand who is on the loose in the vicinity. Unfazed by the news, the couple continues their romantic escapade. Now, you've just heard on the news that there's an escaped killer with a hook for a hand somewhere in the area. Now, you tell me, are you just going to continue with how things are going, or are you going to, get on out of Dodge? However, as the night progresses, they begin to hear strange scratching or tapping sounds on the car's exterior. Fear creeps in and anxiety fills the air. Panicked, they decide to leave the area immediately. Upon arriving home, the couple discovers a grisly sight that confirms their worst fears: a bloody hook is found dangling from the car's door handle. It becomes horrifyingly clear that the scratching sounds they heard were the desperate attempts of the hook-wielding killer to gain entry into the car. The hook taps into the primal fears and explores the vulnerability of young lovers in isolated settings. It plays on the anxieties associated with the unknown, the lurking dangers hidden just beyond our perception. The tale warns of the perils of ignoring warnings and taking risks, urging caution and vigilance in unfamiliar environments. The enduring popularity of the hook can be attributed to its ability to evoke a visceral response. The tale speaks to our innate fears of darkness, seclusion, and the potential presence of malevolent forces in the world. As a cautionary tale, it serves as a reminder to trust our instincts and be mindful of our surroundings. The hook has made its way into various forms of popular culture, including literature, film, and television. Its influence can be seen in horror movies, such as I Know What You Did Last Summer and the anthology series Urban Legends Final Cut. The tale has been retold and reimagined countless times, cementing its place as one of America's most enduring urban legends. Well, that concludes our look at the 10 scariest urban legends in the U.S. They continue to capture the imagination and thrill audiences with their eerie and mysterious tales. Remember, though, that urban legends are often fictional stories created for entertainment and should be viewed as such. I thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.